a great weekend, so I wanted to do a video on my favorite products from the Balm Cosmetics. I've been saying that I was going to film this video for the longest time, so I thought I would go ahead, sit down, and film it finally. I went to do it the other day, and then I had to go to the dentist, so I ran out of time. But I have time today, so I'm going to talk about my favorite products that I've tried, as well as a few things that didn't work for me at the end of the video. That way you can get a good balance of things that I liked and things that I maybe didn't like as much. If you guys like these types of videos, let me know in the comments below. I used to do it with my drugstore favorites, and I was thinking about kind of cycling through and doing all my drugstore brands again and telling you guys about my favorites and also my least favorites. And I thought I could just include all brands this time. So if you want to see those videos, let me know and I can film them for sure. But for today, let's start with the Balm. So for those of you that don't know, the Balm is a makeup brand. They sell skincare, hair care, and nail polish as well, but I'm just going to be talking about their makeup today. They are mainly sold online on their website, but I also get my products from Outlook, which is a flash sale website. A lot of times they have the Balm on there and you can get them for half off, which is where I've gotten a lot of my products from. So I will link any places that you can find the Balm in the description box below. I think that their packaging is some of the cutest makeup packaging I've ever seen. I feel like they're really well known for that. Their products are really pigmented, and I feel like they have a lot of multitasking products. So some of their highlighters can be used as eyeshadows or blushes, which I think is a great value for your money. The prices are comparable to high-end prices, so a lot of things are from like $17 all the way through $40, or somewhere right in the middle. But if you get them from Outlook, I usually get them for half off, so I think it makes it a great deal. Okay, so let me share my favorites with you guys. Let me start with lip products because those are my favorite to talk about. So my first favorite is a liquid lipstick. These are the Meet Matte Hughes long-lasting liquid lipsticks, and I feel like these are so popular right now, just liquid lipsticks in general, but I feel like the Meet Matte Hughes don't get enough recognition. I feel like people talk about a lot of brands, but they forget about these or they haven't tried these, and these are a really great option if you are a big fan of that matte liquid lipstick look. These go on really nicely. They're super soft. They remind me a lot of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, but they stay in place. They dry quickly, so they are, for the most part, transfer proof. If you do touch your lips, you might get a little bit of the lipstick on your hand, but for the most part, they're going to stay in place. I would say I've worn mine for about 6 to 8 hours, and the only place they've broken down is like right in the middle if I'm eating or drinking, but for the most part, they stay in place, and they're a lot more comfortable than a lot of different liquid lipsticks I've tried. Of course, any liquid lipstick's going to feel drying on the lips. I feel like they all kind of have that dry feeling, but these feel a little bit more comfortable than others. I like the scent. They have a really strong minty scent, which might be something you might want to avoid if you're sensitive to scents, but I think it's a good smell. It's kind of like peppermint, and I just love them. I feel like they have a good color range. Specifically, I really like the nude one, which is in the shade Committed. I think that this is just a perfect everyday color. If you are not a fan of matte lipsticks, which I totally get because some people really like a glossy lip, you might like the Read My Lips lip glosses. These are a really great option if you are looking for a pigmented, gorgeous lip gloss. These do have a scent as well. These are more of a fruity scent. They are infused with ginseng, so if you are sensitive to scents, you might not like that, but I think it's a pleasant scent. It's not anything chemically or fake. It definitely smells like fruit, and it smells really good. These are really pigmented. Some of the most pigmented glosses I've tried. With one swipe, you can get full pigmentation, so you can wear them by themselves or put them over a lipstick or a lip liner. They are super glossy, and I just love them. They are some of my favorites. I wouldn't say these are necessarily long wearing. They are a little bit thicker than other glosses, so they'll probably stay on your lips a little bit better. They are not sticky, they're super hydrating, and they're just a good option. Again, I really like the nude and the pink, but they have some really dark dramatic shades that are gorgeous as well. I think that my favorite products from the Balm are definitely their face products. I just think that they're so pigmented, which is really important to me when it comes to like a blush, a bronzer, a highlighter. So let me start with 2 of their highlighting products. The first one you've probably heard of because a lot of people like this. This is the Mary Luminizer, and it is a highlighter. You could also use it as like an all-over shimmer, an eyeshadow, but I mainly like to use it as a highlighter. So this is what it looks like. It's a really beautiful kind of champagne light gold color. It's definitely on the lighter side, so I feel like it flatters a lot of different skin tones, and I like to wear it as a highlighter, but I also like to wear it as an inner corner highlight, sometimes an eyeshadow. It's just a great multitasking product. It glides on so beautifully. I love the glow that it gives, and it was one of my first highlighters that really got me hooked on highlighters, and I think it's a great option if you're looking for a good highlighter. So I definitely recommend this. They have 3 of these. They have Mary Luminizer, Cindy Luminizer, and Betty Luminizer. Betty Luminizer is a little bit more of a bronze shade, and that one's not my favorite just because I feel like it's super shimmery for a bronzer. But Cindy Luminizer is kind of like a blush, so I think that it's beautiful because it has more of a pink rosy tone to it. You could totally use this one as a highlighter as well if you want more of like a rosy highlighter, but I actually wear it as a blush, and I love how it looks. It gives my skin the perfect glow, and it's super subtle. Like, it doesn't have so much pigmentation that you can't wear it as a blush. You can just sweep it over your cheeks and get a really gorgeous kind of glowy effect. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've been wearing it non-stop lately. If you are all about shimmery face products, you're definitely going to like Hot Mama by the Balm. Again, this is a shadow or a blush. I normally just wear this one as a blush, but I love wearing it during the summer. I feel like it is so flattering on the skin. During the summertime, you can just sweep it all over your cheeks and get that whole blush highlighted effect all in one. It's like a coral pinky shade with some gold shimmer in it, and it is so gorgeous. I think if you have a little bit of like a tan skin tone or even darker, this would look so beautiful on you, and I just think that it's beautiful. So it's a good option if you are into shimmery face products. If you have oily skin or you have problems with your blush just wearing off throughout the day, I would definitely recommend their Instain Blushes. These are long wearing staining powder blushes, which is definitely an interesting concept. I stayed away from them for a while just because in my mind I thought that they were some sort of like cream powder hybrid product, but they are definitely a powder blush, and they just stay on so nicely. I don't know what they did to the formula to make these stay in place, but they are matte blushes, but for some reason they have kind of like a sheen to them that makes them so beautiful, and they're pigmented, they glide on the skin nicely, and they stay in place. So if you're looking for blushes that are going to last all day long, I would definitely recommend picking up the Instain Blushes. They're a great option. My favorite's in the shade Swiss Dot. My last face product is probably one of my favorites ever, like one of my favorite face products that I've ever tried, just because I think that this is a great option. It's a great multitasking product. Like, some days you just don't want to put on a blush, a bronzer, a highlighter. You just don't want to do it. So this is perfect for those days. This is the Balm Desert Bronzer and Blush in the shade Take a Dip. I believe this is the only one they have, so I don't think that the shade name really matters. But this is a good kind of bronzer blush all in one. I think depending on your skin tone, you might like it better as a bronzer or a blush, but I like it for both. Like, on days when I don't want to wear both, I'll just kind of put this all over my cheeks to add a little bit of warmth to my face, but also give me a good blush or a good flush. whatever I mean, I just think that it looks great all over the face, and I also love using it as an eyeshadow. So this is a great option. Their face products, the formula is just so nice. It goes on the skin nicely, they blend out nicely, they wear on the skin well, and I just love them. I think their face products are amazing. My favorite eyeshadow palette from them is the Nude Dude eyeshadow palette. They have a bunch, and honestly I haven't tried that many eyeshadow palettes from them. I did try the original, which was the Nude Tude, and for some reason I never reached for it. The shadows were nice, they were pigmented, blendable, but the colors in particular for some reason just didn't really speak to me, if that makes sense. This one's a little bit different because the colors are just, they're so gorgeous. I feel like they're a little bit more wearable. They have some good neutrals, some good like dark dramatic shades, a lot of shimmery shades that are beautiful, and I just think that they go on the skin really nicely. They're perfect for fall and winter in my opinion. If you are more of a fan of like a natural look but you just want a few shadows to kind of pump it up once in a while, this is a good option for you because I feel like the majority of the shadows are super wearable, super kind of like everyday shadows, but then you get a few that you could use as liner shades or if you want to like smoke it out. So I definitely love this palette. I recommend it. I think that the pigmentation is nice, they are blendable, the packaging's cute, and I like it a lot. So I know this video is already pretty long, but there are 2 products that I wanted to mention that just didn't work for me. Since I shared so many of my favorites, I also wanted to share 2 things that I didn't really like. They might work for you, but they just didn't work for me. So the first one is the Mr. Right Now eyeliner pencils. I really wanted to like these just because a lot of their products are so pigmented that I had high hopes for these, but unfortunately they weren't that great. There are so many good eyeliners on the market that I feel like anytime a company releases a new eyeliner, it really has to be amazing for me to say that I love it, just because I've tried so many good ones. These were a little bit disappointing because they weren't super pigmented, they didn't glide on the eyes that nicely, they didn't stay put for any length of time, and I just feel like for the price, they just weren't really that great at all. I wouldn't recommend them, they weren't my favorite. Another thing that didn't work for me was the Schwing Black Liquid Eyeliner. I really wanted to like this just because I love the applicator. I feel like it's long and it's thick, so it's a really nice handle to hold on to, and the actual applicator tip is perfect because it's spongy, it's a little bit flexible, but it's also stiff, and it just made my eyeliner go on so nicely. I love how it applied, and it also made doing my winged liner so easy, but I feel like the formula just smudged right off. I have watery eyes and oily eyelids, so it could just be me, but my winged liner would just be like dripping down my eye by the end of the day, and it'd be smudged and it would look terrible, and I was so disappointed because I loved everything about it except how it smudged on me, which is like the most important thing when it comes to eyeliners. So if you don't have oily eyelids or you don't have watery eyes, this might really work for you. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I would love to hear from you on products that you like or that you love, especially if they're different than the ones I mentioned, so I can check them out. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!